Welcome back to my views and news. Some new stories for you. First one is about Tigray. Are there any rogue military commanders in Tigray? Are there some groups of Tigray fighters who are resisting disarmament? What is Tigray interim government's position? Is it wholeheartedly pursuing disarmament, or is it complicit in keeping some groups of Tigray fighters still armed? They're armed, all have not been disarmed so far. In which areas of Tigray these armed groups are operating? Details for you. Secondly, viewers, the Patriarch of Ethiopian Orthodox Church is due to visit Tigray. It has been confirmed by a public relations office of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. What is the agenda? If you remember, a few days ago, Ethiopian Orthodox Church formed a committee, reconciliation committee for rapprochement between the Ethiopian Orthodox Church and Tigray Orthodox Church, which is resisting main church's efforts for reconciliation. Will this committee accompany Abune Mathias, the Patriarch? Will Tigray archbishops warmly welcome the Patriarch? Thirdly, viewers, some updates for you from Sudan. Rapid support forces are sharing videos, pictures as if they are working for protection of human rights. They are trying to ensure that aid reaches the people in need. Two videos shared by Rapid Support Forces, one from Omdurman, second one from Al Janina. And lastly, Chad Sudan border state of high alert is there. Chadian government has declared high alert on border. What is happening? Why was there need for the declaration of high alert? Is it because of influx of refugees? Is it because of the tension between Rapid Support Forces and Chadian military? Firstly, viewers, Tigray. What is happening in Tigray? Have all Tigray fighters been disarmed? Are some groups still armed and they are resisting disarmament? Well, yes. Firstly, disarmament is not complete. Everyone knows that Tigray fighters have surrendered heavy weapons. They have surrendered Air Force weapons like missiles, rockets used by Air Force mostly. Thirdly, they have handed over group weapons. Tigray fighters are still armed. Demobilization started a few months ago. Tigray fighters were told to report at camps, and the process started. But still, some groups in Tigray are armed. They are resisting disarmament. In two zones of Tigray, reportedly these armed groups are operating. They are resisting attempts by Ethiopian National Defense Force, Tigray authorities to disarm them. First group is operating near Raya, Koram, near Koram. Koram is under the control of Amhara forces, Ethiopian National Defense Force. They are operating in Raya, not in Raya, but on Raya Tigray border, like areas in Mihoni and close to Mihoni. There they are armed. Why? Maybe. And second area is western part, the Tigray Eritrea border areas and western Tigray, close to Tigray river, on eastern side of Tigray river. Some groups are still armed there. Are there rogue military commanders refusing to disarm because they don't accept Pretoria deal? Well, it's difficult to say at this point of time. My understanding of the situation is that TPLF, Tigray interim government, are playing double game. They know that key decisions have not been made so far. Decisions like future status of Raya and Volkayt. Amhara region has also made it clear that Volkayt is Amhara, and Amhara region will never negotiate on Volkayt. Future status of Raya is unclear too. A referendum is being proposed. Protests are being held in Raya. In Volkayt, Omera too, we saw protests in support of the areas remaining part of the Amhara region. So it means that it's not clear what's going to be the future status of Raya and Volkayt. That is why some groups in Tigray are being kept armed. TPLF could be complicit. Tigray interim government could be complicit, reportedly. Tigray interim government could be taking this position that there are some military commanders, some groups which are resisting disarmament, but Tigray authorities are in talks with them. Gradually, these groups will learn that Pretoria deal is the best solution and that peace should prevail. I think Tigray interim government is complicit. And a movement and mobilization of Tigray fighters near Raya has been reported by several sources, Amhara sources too, and close to Tigray too. It's not something new. For weeks it is being reported. Obviously, it cannot happen without approval from Tigray interim government. It means that if core issues remain unresolved, Raya, Volkayt, or if the issues are not resolved through dialogue, we won't see lasting peace. For lasting peace, the stakeholders will have to resolve the tension. They'll have to find a way out of the stalemate between Tigray and Amhara over Raya and Volkayt. And same holds true regarding Tigray, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Eritrea border as well. I've been speaking on that in several videos. I said that the two sides should sit at the table. Let's see. So far, some groups in Tigray are resisting disarmament, operating close to disputed territories. They're not operating in Mekelle, not operating in Shere. That is why it's clear that Tigray interim government is complicit. It wants these groups to remain armed. It is a way of putting pressure upon the federal government, upon African Union's observers, and upon the Amhara region, which has its claims to both zones, Raya and Volkayt. Secondly, viewers, Patriarch, Ethiopian Orthodox Church Patriarch is going to visit Tigray. It has been announced by Public Relations Office of the Orthodox Church. Schedule has not been announced so far. The PR officer only said that in coming days, the Patriarch is going to visit the Tigray region of Ethiopia. And obviously, he'll be leading a delegation. Abune Mathias is going to lead a delegation for this visit to Mekelle, Tigray's capital. Who will accompany him? We don't have any names, but we know that a few weeks ago, Orthodox Church formed a committee. The committee was tasked with reconciliation, with efforts for reconciliation between Tigray archbishops and Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Tigray archbishops resisted, they have been resisting reconciliation attempts by the main church since Pretoria deal was signed. The Tigray archbishops say that their link with the main church is broken. They want to elect a new patriarch, they want to form a new synod. And they have erased the word Ethiopia from their official correspondence, from their official stamps too. We know that a committee was formed by the main church. The committee could not visit Tigray because green light was not shown by Tigray archbishops for this committee to visit Tigray. Abune Mathias is a Tigrayan, and he is respected, loved in Tigray too, because in the 2-year-long war, general impression was that Abune Mathias had been silenced, that he was not allowed to speak, that he wanted to speak, he wanted to condemn the war. Then we saw an interview of Abune Mathias which was leaked during the 2-year-long war. In that interview, he spoke for Tigrayans, he called for end to war, he condemned what was happening in Tigray back then. So he is respected in Tigray, but other archbishops like Abune Abraham, Abune Petros, they're not welcomed in Tigray, I think, because people say that these bishops who are from the Amhara region, they blessed the war. They blessed alleged genocide of the people of Tigray. Abune Mathias has visited Tigray once after Pretoria deal. He visited Tigray when a bishop died there, and he went there to attend the funeral program of that bishop a few months ago. Second visit, and this time he is accompanied by the committee too. The committee tasked with reconciliation. The committee has religious elders, notables, Ethiopian influential people, big names like Derato Tulu, etc. Let's see, will Tigray give the green light to this visit? Will Tigray archbishops agree to talk about reconciliation? Because so far they have been resisting talks. They were invited to Addis Ababa by the main church, but the Tigray archbishop refused to attend the meeting. They did not. And they say that the main church is dominated by one ethnic group. And here, Oromia region based Orthodox groups and Tigray archbishops, they seem to be together on the same page. They are resisting church's central authority. They want to establish their independent regional religious structures. The move is being opposed by the main church. Main church wants to stay united, but it is finding it difficult to be in charge of dioceses in Oromia and Tigray. Almost all major dioceses in Oromia are not under the administration of main church. Same is the case with Tigray too. Let's see what happens. I think Tigray archbishops will welcome Abune Mathias. They respect him, they love him. At the same time, chances of reconciliation are very slim, because this is not just a religious issue, it's a political issue too. Religion, politics are intermingled sometimes in Ethiopia. I think Ethiopian federal government, Oromia regional government, Tigray interim government, they have decided that by federal government, I mean some groups there, not entire federal government. They have decided that church's central authority should be split because church could pose a threat to the government. That is why they want these breakaway factions in Oromia and Tigray to continue. Let's see, we'll try to update you. Thirdly, about Sudan, where rapid support forces are champions of human rights. They are sharing videos, pictures, as if they are the ones who are ensuring that human rights should be respected, that aid should reach the people in need, though they are themselves stand accused of having committed human rights abuses, sexual violence. In Darfur wards, dozens of women, girls have been raped. Several organizations are now sharing numbers. We did not see large-scale sexual violence in Khartoum, Bari, Darman, but in Darfur, I think around 80 cases have been confirmed by some organizations of rape. And RSF fighters were accused. They were behind these rape cases. Two videos. First one from Al Janina, where life is back to normal, RSF says. Life is back to normal because people have fled. It's normalcy like you see in a graveyard. That is what seems to be the case. The video shows largely deserted streets. An RSF commander can be seen talking to people there, maybe people of his tribe, Arabs there. Second video shows RSF fighters helping distribution of aid to people in Salha, Darman. Two videos. Before that, tensions rising on Sudan-Chad border. Chad has declared state of emergency, state of high alert on its border with Sudan. Why? Because we have seen fighting between Chadian military and RSF soldiers. Chadian military entered Sudanese territory to support Sudanese military, but Sudanese military suffered setbacks in Darfur, and it was just disappeared from central western Darfur. RSF in charge there now. Then Chad military withdrew to its border, though it launched some evacuation operations for refugees. Darfur refugees were trying to reach Chad from Darfur, but on their way they are facing difficulties. Now Chadian government has declared, it has announced a high alert on its border. Why? Because both sides have sent reinforcements. Rapid support forces have sent reinforcements to border areas. Chadian military as well. And a few days ago, RSF fighters attacked a border post of Chadian military. So tension rising there. Now RSF is Chad's new neighbor, but RSF and Chadian military fought against each other a few days ago. So it will take some time for them to adjust as neighbors if Chad agreed to see RSF as a neighbor. Tensions, that is why arising, there reinforcements arriving in border areas. Two videos. First one from Al Janina, second one from Salha, Darman, published by RSF backed news source. Thank you for watching.